On this episode of Cronkite Sports Report.
From Haiti to Phoenix, how one local sports family is impacting poverty.
Sound, not sight, guides a Brophy freshman football player.
ASU is #1 in innovation, but that also translates to sports.
And a mishap in surgery leads to strength in powerlifting. All of this coming up now on Cronkite Sports Report. Welcome into Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Matt Lively.
And I'm Ashley Mackey. As student journalists at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, we look to bring you unique sports stories with an Arizona connection.
We begin tonight with a journey from the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere to Pinnacle High School.
Jake Trybolski reports on how a football player and a track star found their way to Phoenix and what their family is doing to help in Haiti.
Family is not defined by blood, rather by love. For Kathy and Craig Juntanen, a motto to live by. The Phoenix couple who seemingly had it all after building a successful consulting firm retired in 1998 to ride off into the sunset. However, a 2005 conversation with a friend on a golf course sparked curiosity for Craig and changed their lives forever.
I was fascinated with two things. One, what does the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere really look like? What does that mean? Because we were living a very privileged life that we were lucky enough to stumble onto. And the other thing was this adoption thing. What would that be like? And I went home that night and Kath and I went out to dinner and the words, "I'm going to Haiti," just spewed out.
Kathy told Craig he could go under two conditions: do not die and do not fall in love with any children quite yet.
So I succeeded on the not getting killed part, but I did fall in love with 3 kids.
A year later, first-time parents 51-year-old Craig and 48-year-old Kathy adopted those 3 Haitian orphans, 9-month-old Quinn, and 2 future high school sports stars, Amalek then age 5 and Espy, age 4.
We were riding back from the airport that very first night. They could not believe the city lights. I mean, they were just, their mouths were like open, you know.
Yeah, they had come from a village with no electricity. And it was a very poignant and beautiful moment because it really was symbolic of all of those lights were all of the opportunities and possibilities ahead for all of us.
Fast forward 12 years, Pinnacle senior linebacker Amalek has accepted a scholarship offer to play football at Northern Arizona University, a school he's had his eye on for quite a while.
We have a cabin up there about 11 years now, so we just always watch their games, and that's where I wanted to play.
Junior honor roll student Espy runs varsity cross country and track and has dreams of competing at the next level as well.
I would love to run in college. I run a lot of the sprinting events, so I run the 100, 200, 400. This year I would like to try the 300 hurdles and possibly 800.
And both Amalek and Espy set the standards for their teams.
Wish you could have a team full of Espy. She's wonderful. Just work ethic, the camaraderie with her teammates, gets along with everybody, and leads by example.
I would wish we had, a team full of Amaleks in terms of his leadership. He is the example.
Amalek's leadership shows on the stat sheet as well as he leads the Pioneers in tackles, in addition to being team captain.
And it's funny, we didn't elect him as the captain, the kids do. Everybody really kind of looks to see, hey, what's Amalek doing? How can we be like Amalek?
Ask about Espy's character, you hear much of the same.
I think she deserves to be captain next year.
And through it all, the duo has maintained a close relationship in true sibling form. Do you guys have a close relationship as brother and sister?
That's you.
I like to think we do. I mean, I consider him my friend. I don't know if he considers me his friend, but I think so.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. I don't know why she keeps saying that, but
we have a period together, so he can't avoid me.
Amalek and Espy have made quite the impact here at Pinnacle High School, but they continue to make an even larger impact on people's lives thousands of miles away. Citing their own kids as inspiration, Kathy and Craig started Chances for Children in 2006, a foundation helping Haitian orphans find hope for a better life.
Every child's, their childhood is sacred, no matter where they're born.
We especially believe that every child deserves a family.
There is currently an orphan epidemic in Haiti, with many kids fighting to live another day. Chances for Children addresses survival with things like clean water, food, education, and medical care, but also gives families the basic tools of employment so parents can care for their kids.
I'm super proud of my parents and what they've done. Not a whole lot of people can do that.
From the pressure of building a business to no stress at all in retirement, to the responsibility of raising 3 children while creating a charitable foundation, the Juntnans have experienced a lot. But when you enter their home, you don't see worry, but rather a family.
The truth is, it's exactly like every other family, and there is
same struggles,
same
highs, same lows.
Yeah, there is no asterisk next to our family.
In Phoenix, Jake Trybulski, Cronkite Sports Report.
Chances for Children helps kids in Haiti, but Craig Juntonen also established both ends, believing in 2010 a global working group set up to raise awareness for the child welfare crisis worldwide. Staying on the high school gridiron, where the freshman football team at Brophy College Prep in Phoenix had a successful season.
But the perseverance of one of its players is what stands out to most in the community. Football is a game of sight, a game of sound.
I've been playing it almost 10 years now. I've been playing football before I was blind.
Without his eyesight since age 5, Adonis plays the game by listening for his defenders. His hearing is vital to his game. A game number 48 hopes to play well past high school.
Right now I'm about 14, I'm going to the NFL, so probably about 20, 22 more years.
Adonis lost his vision suddenly one summer day while playing with friends. He was diagnosed with glaucoma, a condition that damages optic nerves and can lead to blindness.
For that first year, he had 11 surgeries, and age 6 was when he said, "Mom, I don't want any more surgery because I'm not broken, and I know you're trying to fix me, but I can see you."
The Watts enrolled Adonis in the elementary education program at the Foundation for Blind Children, where he learned how to read Braille and adapt to his new way of life.
I knew early on Adonis was special. I knew early on that he could do anything. He could go places, and he would be willing to take the opportunities given to him.
Football runs in the Watt family. Both his father and brother played, and the high school freshman wasn't going to be the outlier.
When Adonis went blind, I thought, well, how is he gonna win? Because we win, and so what's up? And he was like, "What do you mean? We're still winning." I'm like, "Okay, show me how, and I'm gonna be there." And he's like, "Mom, I got this."
He deserves the playing time that he gets. I think that's the one thing that kind of gets lost in this conversation is Adonis doesn't get any kind of charity from us in this football team, and neither does he want it.
Adonis is more than just an athlete, serving as a role model for younger kids with vision loss. The high schooler from Chandler has raised money for foundations and even received an invitation to the White House.
I'm probably a voice. They probably consider me that just because all the stuff I've done, all the stuff I'm gonna do.
Adonis is the epitome of vision loss as a diagnosis, not a disability. He's never let his vision loss stop him from doing anything.
Adonis trains hard to succeed, working out with a personal trainer every weekend.
He has fire. He has great will. He is really trying to change his life, but in the process, he's also changing other people's lives.
Where did the balls go?
Top or bottom, doesn't matter.
Just like on the football field, the 14-year-old doesn't get special treatment at home either.
You know, he gets up, he makes his bowl of cereal just like all my other kids, you know. He does his own thing. He's not going to be 40 years old living in my house asking me for gas money.
You're not protecting them over their lifetime if you're not letting them learn and letting them do things that other kids are doing.
For Adonis, the biggest of those things is football. It is through the sport that he loves so much that he hopes to impact so many.
He's that little something special that brings teams together that you always hope for.
And his message to other kids who are blind is simple.
Look at what I'm doing. Why can't you just say, just do you?
With 3 more years to play at Brophy and a lifetime ahead of him, this surely won't be the last time you hear the name Adonis Watt. Adonis played every game for the Brophy freshman white team and is aiming to make the JV squad in his sophomore year.
Next on Cronkite Sports Report, how technology just might change the fan experience at Sun Devil Stadium.
That and more is coming up.
Welcome back to Cronkite Sports Report. Arizona State's relentless pursuit of innovation extends to its football stadium.
As Sydney Carter explains, Sun Devil Stadium is now a smart stadium.
You're at an Arizona State football game and you're hungry, and you can't decide if you can get to the concession stand and back without missing a play. ASU's Smart Stadium initiative is trying to help fans make that decision.
Some of the research projects we're working on right now, we have one that's focused on computer vision techniques for wait time and queue estimation. So from video, estimating the wait time of a line in a concession stand. And to do that, we use density estimation techniques.
Density estimation techniques are a scientific way of figuring out how many people are waiting for that hot dog. But that's just one of the problems. There are many things that can slow down fans, from parking to food to security.
Can we train a machine learning model to detect abnormal crowd behavior? The examples I often give are the attendees suddenly moving around in this sort of pattern. Well, you know, maybe someone is hurt and lying on the ground. Maybe someone has spilled something. Let's alert staff and/or security to the area.
The effort in Tempe, which is in collaboration with Intel Corporation and Ireland's Dublin City University, began when Chief Research and Innovation Officer Sethuraman Pachanathan noticed an opportunity to use technology to improve the fan experience.
When I heard about the stadium being renovated, I had suggested that this might be something that we might want to do as part of the thinking. How can we use the stadium all 365 days of the year? So we said, why not take this opportunity to see if we can equip the stadium with sensors, with computing elements, with software that is on your handheld devices as apps that then can provide a variety of functionalities for the fans who are in the stadium.
Former ASU Athletic Director Steve Patterson, who has spent more than 30 years in sports team and facility management and development, says deploying technologies in this manner is a natural next step.
We're getting to the point in time where the technology is good enough now that you can take advantage of it to make a better fan experience. You know, for lots of years, people promised, oh, we'll do more with concessions and in-seat food service and in-seat merchandise. The technology really wasn't there, but now we're getting to the point where it really is there and you can take advantage of it.
Many stadiums have competitions based on which section is the loudest, but here at Sun Devil Stadium, they actually measure those sound waves by using boxes like these, and they're all over the north and south side of the stadium to determine an accurate winner.
You find that this gives you the ability to be able to do a lot more things than you were able to do by simply having the stadium be a place where people gather up and there is a sports event that happens.
And these sensors not only measure sound, they measure temperature, vibration, humidity, location, and altitude.
I think it does change your experience in some respects in the sport. It moves it beyond just what happens for the couple of 3 hours you're in the facility to something that you can maximize 24/7, 365. So you've got to find new and more interactive ways to converse with your fans and to grow your fan base. And technology is one way to do that.
And this doesn't just stop here.
So over the next 5 years, we are going to have students working on research projects and deploying technologies in the stadium.
We are moving into this environment of smart cities. So this is, I would say, a smaller project of a smart city in a stadium context. I see this as just a beginning, and I don't see this as an end in any form whatsoever. We may finish the construction of the stadium, but we might continue to build new functionalities and maybe even put in new technologies and welcome new partnerships. And so this is going to be an ongoing, growing kind of a situation.
The initiative also deploys a variety of technologies in Ireland's Croke Park Stadium. In Tempe, Sydney Carter, Cronkite Sports Report.
ASU football played its last game at Sun Devil Stadium on November 10th when they defeated UCLA 31-28.
Coming up next on Cronkite Sports Report, we'll introduce you to a football player who is making history. Football has been dominated by men for years.
But our Cynthia Esqueda went down to Nogales High School to meet a woman who is kicking down barriers.
Being the first female kicker at Nogales High School brings its own unique challenges for Miley Vasquez.
Every away game, I always have my own little locker room, or like sometimes they won't have a locker room, so I have to be in like a classroom.
But once she takes the field, Vasquez is just another player on the team.
She fits in perfectly. She's a natural at it. She has a great personality, fits in with everyone, is really nice, so everybody likes her.
Vasquez has played soccer since a very young age, and once she found her interest in football, she went to Nogales football coach Jake Teixeira during the summer and told him she wanted to play football. Teixeira said he let her in with open arms.
She came in the summer, did everything the boys did, ran with the boys, lived with the boys, stretched with the boys, and not once complained. So, I get that question a lot, like, how do we adapt things? We did it. She just adapted to us.
She immediately proved herself by earning a spot on the Apaches roster and broke records in Arizona playing football.
First off, she beat out 2 boy kickers for the position. She tied for the most points scored by a female in a game, and then she actually owns the record for the most field PATs scored in a game.
She came in the first day and just pretty much dominated what she did.
Vasquez worked hard to adjust from soccer to football.
First few weeks were her kicks. They were real short, they were real shallow. But right after that, she got the handle of it. She got the technique down. She would watch YouTube videos. She'd get all excited, and then we finally were able to show her the proper steps to kick. And she went from kicking 10 to 20. Now her best range is about 35, almost 40.
The community embraces her and consistently shares its support.
The fans love her. She has her own little fan club. The majority of it, they're for her, they're rooting for her, they're excited for her, and they're excited for the possibilities that could come the following years.
At the beginning, her parents were fearful of her decision to play a sport dominated by men. But eventually, Miley convinced them.
As a father, you're always worried about your baby girl, being hurt, so yeah, I always get worried, nervous, happy, everything.
Miley has a message for all young girls who dream of playing football or any other sport.
I would say just go for it. Don't even hesitate. Like, if you want to do it, just go out there and try it out.
Nogales, Cynthia Esqueda, Cronkite Sports Report.
Miley plans to play both sports throughout the remainder of her high school career.
Still to come on Cronkite Sports Report.
The remarkable story of how a woman found powerlifting after her weakest point.
Ari Phillip has broken numerous records in her division for powerlifting.
Megan Reisner visits Phillip while she trains for her next competition.
With Ari Phillip, it is not about where she is going, but where she has been. Fueled by a warrior's mentality, a world record holder has set powerlifting on its heels. After undergoing a surgery that went wrong, Ari promised herself she would become the strongest she had ever been. Going through physical therapy, she was recommended to enter powerlifting.
Kind of coming out of anesthesia, I thought they cut my leg off. So I'm screaming, my mom's in the room, doctors running in, nurses running in. I could not figure out what happened, and it just never left. And so I ended up finding out I just had a severe nerve damage and I had the highest level of nerve pain you can have, and I couldn't walk for 4 months. I couldn't put pressure on my leg. I'm just very thankful that I chose to tap into the sports side of me and look to getting strong as my outlet versus something else.
Long before breaking 11 world records, 5 state records, and 3 national records, Ari had Olympic-sized issues she tackled between bullying, domestic abuse, health problems, and racism. Both Ari's trainer and manager agree that any obstacle set before her, she will challenge and achieve.
Ari doesn't surprise anybody. If you meet her for 5 minutes, you understand her passion, her drive. Nothing she does is surprising. She's just that type of person.
She's gonna reach her highest peak. She's determined to reach her highest peak. And then there's no limitation with her. So once you look at a person like her, that she's at the beginning of her career. She's not there yet. She's just at the beginning. So I think dealing with Ari, she's one of the most fantastic clients that I probably will ever have.
Powerlifting is categorized by age and weight, competing in 3 lifts with 3 attempts at maximal weight. Each contestant will squat, bench press, and deadlift.
When you're at a big event like that and it's just all men, I guess I kind of feel like, a representative of women everywhere I go. I think you have to just realize that nothing is out of reach. There's no sport I can't do. There's absolutely nothing that I can't do. If I put my mind to anything, I can do it. And so something like powerlifting, it definitely, has always been, this is what men do. They lift heavy, but now women lift, and women lift heavy.
Up next, Ari the Warrior Phillip will be competing here in Phoenix this June at the USPA. After that, in 2020, you can expect to see her at the Olympics, deadlifting and bench pressing.
You're not going to win every time, but there's another meet. There's another competition, there's another game. And so you look to that, and then every time you're looking to get better. What did I do? What could I have done better this last time? So the thing I love about sports, especially girls in sports, is that every single time you compete, you analyze yourself and you just try and get better that next time.
In Phoenix, Megan Reisner, Cronkite Sports Report.
That'll do it for this episode of Cronkite Sports Report.
For even more Arizona sports stories, check out our daily Facebook Live show on the Facebook page of the Phoenix Sports Bureau of Cronkite News. Also, be sure to check out arizonasports.com under the Cronkite Sports tab and visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
From all of us here at our downtown studio, thank you for tuning in.